Hello, 6th grade. We are going to finish talking about Chapter 6, Section 1, solving multi-step equations. We learned about like terms and combining them and simplifying like terms and then solving for our variable. But here's some more in depth. So we're going to start with our division. So if we have a problem and our original problem is 2y plus 4 divided by 5 equals 6. So first we need to get rid of our denominator. So we do our inverse and we multiply. If we multiply by 5 over 1, what you do to one side, you do to the other side. So you are left with 2y plus 4 equals 30. Then you need to get all of your like terms together. So we have to get our 4 on the same side as we have our 30. So we're going to subtract 4 or add negative 4 to both sides. Then you are left with 2y equals 26. Then we need y by itself, so we would divide by 2, both sides divide by 2, and we find out that y equals 13. Now, what you want to make sure you do is you check your work to make sure that that is actually the correct answer. So you can see over here, I plug in 13 wherever I see y. So here 2 times the quantity 13 plus 4 divided by 5 equals 6. If you simplify it through, you can check your math and you will see that 6 does equal 6. So that's a true statement and y does equal 13. So again, with our collecting like terms, if we have a problem like 55 plus 3x equals 8x, we need all of our x's on one side of the equal sign and all of our numbers or integers on the other side. So here we want to get our x's together. We subtract 3x on both sides. You're left with 55 equals 5x. Isolate x. You would divide, since 5x means 5 times x. The inverse is division, so you divide by 5 and you will find 11 equals x. Check your answer. Go back through. Wherever you see x, you put in the number 11. 55 plus 3 times 11 equals 8 times 11. Don't forget, you put in every spot you see x, and you will see that 88 does equal 88. So that is a true statement, and x equals 11. Now, you'll do the same thing with multi-step problems. So it's not always one at a time. So if we have the problem 3n plus 7 equals 2n minus 1. You can see we have variables on both sides and we have integers on both sides. You want to get variables on one side and integers on the other. So I'm going to start with getting my integers on the right side. So I'm going to subtract 7 on both sides. Then you're left with 3n equals 2n minus 8. I'm going to get n's on the same side on the left side. So I'm going to subtract 2n from both sides. Now you're left with n equals negative 8. And what do? Check our work. Go back, plug in negative 8 wherever you see n. And again, it's more than one spot. Make sure you plug it in every spot. 3 times negative 8 plus 7 equals 2 times negative 8 minus 1. You simplify and you find negative 17 equals negative 17. True statement, so n does equal negative 8. And we practiced these today in class about our distributive property. Remember, distributive property is like to distribute something, to pass it out, so you multiply it to everything it's next to. So when we have a problem like 4 times the quantity of w minus 9 equals 7w plus 18. First, we need to distribute our 4 to everything inside of our parentheses. But we don't want to forget that the negative sign is attached to the 9, so we do our little bam, bam, add the opposite, so you don't lose your negative sign. Once we distribute, you have 4w plus a negative 36 equals 7w plus 18. Now, combine like terms. Get your variables on one side, integers on the others, subtract 4w. You're left with negative 36 equals 3w plus 18. Integers, negative 8, add negative 18 to both sides. You have negative 54 equals 3w. Isolate your w by dividing by 3. And you find that w equals negative 18. And check your work. Every place that you see a W, you put in negative 18. Again, don't forget to bam, bam, change your subtractions to adding the opposite so you don't lose your negative signs. You plug in your work, do your math, you'll find negative 108 equals negative 108. True statement. So there we are. We will do more of these problems in class tomorrow. Please make sure you take notes, come with specific questions, and we'll go from there. Have a good evening.